The most dangerous moment is not when people reject you. It is when they finally see you. You are starting to do little tweaks to fit the frame. There is a version of you that arrives when no one is watching. The raw, original, authentic one, untouched by people's opinions, hunger, projections, expectations. This version of you moves different when the room is empty. The face is relaxed. The dance is freestyling. Your body is not trying to pass any exam, and the nervous system is at home. The voice comes out without checking if it's too loud or too weird, or saying the right thing, or fitting into a scenario or a bigger stage, bigger cause. If it's too intense or too alive or too specific or too honest, too intense to be packaged into something polite, intentional, curated, digestible. And then someone looks, they notice, someone looks at you, someone wants you, someone praises you, someone projects onto you. Someone needs something that they have decided that the safe version of you can deliver. And suddenly that original signal gets some interference. This is where the trouble begins, because most people think fear is being unseen, but sometimes the fear is being seen so much that you cannot hide behind the old costume. You can no longer be the actor that is convenient for the role, that can agree on the script, that is this emotional Uber driver ready to be tapped and maybe tipped, maybe. You can no longer pretend that shrinking is the same thing as being kind. You can no longer call self-erasure maturity and being real and just going with the flow. My question is, whose flow is it? There is a version of you that is not born to be consumed or put on play and pause at their convenience. And August brings that version to the surface. And it's not the angelic realms whispering the script to you. It's not the feather that's flying in the kitchen in the sunlight. It's a different kind of burn. It's more like the ceiling fan is falling on the dining table and everyone is looking around, noticing that this had to be fixed a long time ago. This is the month where visibility and authenticity can become a confrontation. The total solar eclipse in Leo asks, who are you when the lights are on? And full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces asks, what illusion did you mistake for mysterious love? Because there is a kind of attention that makes you feel chosen. And there's a kind of attention that makes you feel like you are disappearing, you are dissolving. And these two eclipses will be playing on that notion. These two will look similar in the beginning. And that is the plot twist. Someone sees your light and you think, oh my God, finally. Thank you. Who, me? Is it me? Someone recognizes my essence. Someone feels me. Someone gets the frequency. They dialed it in. It's all working. And then slowly this praise and this feeling can become an entanglement. The attention becomes the stage, and the connection becomes the contract that you never signed and you never even read. Be this, stay this. Don't change. This is your role. Don't outgrow the role. Don't ask for any reciprocity. Do not become sovereign. Clap, clap on that movie thing. Next scene is coming. We definitely liked you better when you were easier to interrupt, when you're flattered and slightly confused, when you were available like the exit sign. And this is the subtle paradox where the dream of being seen is true, but also it has an underlying current to it. It rarely begins with some person that is wearing a villain cape and they say, I'm going to drag all your essence out of you and this is my set. This is my film and you are just a character in it. It starts way smaller than that. You laugh when something doesn't feel funny, like it's not funny, and you still like, ah. You explain what they already know, but in a different word salad. You soften the truth so no one has to meet the edge of you. And you call it compassion, timing, and friendship, love. I'm just being patient. But deep inside, you know, your body is not ever fooled by spiritual branding, and you have to listen to it. It doesn't really care how enlightened the excuse sound this time. It knows the difference between expansion and distortion, between love and extraction, between being seen and being just a mirror of somebody else's dreams, someone else's fantasy. That is the pain point now, the recognition. You're not trying to figure out what is happening from A to Z. You're trying to gather the will to stop saying yes to what you don't want to perform. And when the solar eclipse lands in Leo, it activates the place where your identity, your original identity, your soul wants to sit on that throne, and not for the applause and not for the ego, and not in the way that is like, look at me, I brought the light to my childhood wounding. Leo at its highest note is the original self, the bright star, the original flame ruled by the sun, the sovereign heart, the pulse that does not ask for any participation. It's just there. Doesn't ask for any permission either. Leo in your chart is the part of you that remembers the original signal. It says, I came here with the face. I came here with the voice, with the sound. Roar. I came here with my blueprint, with my soul. I do not need to become anything else than that. I don't need to become the version that is more marketable, the softer version, the adjusted, tweaked, mastering version, so that the other people can finally digest me without choking on their own denial. And then Pisces Lunar Eclipse comes later in the month and says, good, you did well. Now release the fog. Tectonic shift, the waves are rising. Release the savior fantasy. Release the shame. Release the holy confusion. Release the part of you that thought that suffering meant devotion, meant that you are raising higher in the spiritual ranks. And release the dream that you have to be poetic in how you explain yourself. That's when apparently eventually people will start understanding. I don't think they will. If you just provide enough evidence, if you just provide enough critical, logical explanation or more poetic explanation, the screenshots, the astrology, the proof, those voice notes, those diary entries, if you can just show them that they will finally understand, release that. Pisces can bring divine love, but it can also bring the swamp where boundaries do not exist. The moss, the decorative moss, soft. And this eclipse is not interested in that. This eclipse asks for your spiritual hygiene. Where did you confuse compassion with access? Where did you confuse chemistry with destiny? Where did you confuse someone needing you with someone meeting you? Where did you confuse being special to someone with being safe with them. And that is the confrontation. When you are seen, you find out which parts of you want to be approved, and approved a bit more than they want to be actually free, flowing. And that is the nasty little spiritual tax. The visibility does not only reveal your gifts, it also reveals your agreements, the silent old agreements, the ones in the base of your psyche. If I'm brilliant, I must be useful. If I'm beautiful, I must be available. If I'm intuitive, I must rescue. If I'm loved, I must not say much or ask for anything else, or I shouldn't change. If I'm chosen, I must not disappoint. If I'm visible, I must become easier and more digestible so that others understand. And no, that contract is expiring. Leo eclipse burns the contract, and Pisces eclipse washes the ashes out. Your field becomes crystal clear. Venus enters Libra in August as well, and suddenly you're looking at the choreography of relating, and it's all playing live. Who gets the balance? Who performs the balance? Who is always bending so that the picture looks harmonious golden ratio? Venus in Libra can bring beauty, but it also can be just a cheap elegance for the sake of it. Everyone looks elegant, but no one is saying the real stuff. And then Mars enters Cancer, and it gets very personal. It gets into the body, into the emotional body. The protection instinct wakes up and the shell tightens. All the old family patterns and the childhood scenarios go into the surface and peek their heads out. And Mars in Cancer moves sideways before it moves directly. Sometimes it even retreats and sulks. But underneath it all, there's something very important. The need to protect that vulnerable side of you that you used to abandon for approval. The will to protect the home inside your body. The will to let people stop walk through your field with muddy shoes on. Same goes for the narratives, events, situations, and anything that is not visible to the naked eye. And during the month, Mercury enters Virgo, but it is in Leo at first. So first the voice wants to speak through the heart, but then the mind wants the precision. This is the month of not just feeling it, but naming it accurately. No more calling neglect space. No more calling inconsistency complexity. No more calling obsession a deep connection. No more calling collapse surrender. No more calling self-abandonment unconditional love. And by the end of the month, Jupiter trines Saturn. Faith meets discipline. The project, that vision has bones now, and it starts to raise and move. The expansion meets structure. And something inside of you understands. I do not need to blow my life up to return to myself. But I do need to stop to lie to myself about the fact that the old comfortable life has to continue. And this is where the identity shift happens. Who do you become when you are seen? You become less available for distortion. You become less available to lack of integrity in others and in yourself. You become less willing to confuse being desired with being honored. You become less enchanted by those who love your light but don't love your boundaries so much. And this is when your original self goes back online. A lived experience becomes real. The body becomes more peaceful. The mind becomes quieter. The whole being of yours becomes less scrambled. Truth stops feeling like an attack and starts feeling like a door. The door to self-return. And it's not becoming someone new. It is more remembering the self that existed before all of this circus. And you're not here as a visible, marketable product on the shelf. You're not here to be loved as the role that you're playing. You're here to be yourself, to breathe and to occupy space, to be the living light, clear, embodied, sovereign, honest, untouched by the wrong kind of hunger, free will to choose what you are and what you want and what you don't want. So now for each of the 12 signs. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Aries, what was revealed is that the joy could be fake. You chase the spark even if it's not really fulfilling. You now see that attention is not the same as aliveness. What you're choosing now is the joy that actually brings you back home to yourself. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Taurus. Now, what was revealed is what makes you feel not safe inside of you. Where you compromised is calling emotional patterns that no longer serve you. You call that comfort. What you now see is peace built on avoidance and not sustainability. And now you choose emotional safety that does not depend on the past. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Gemini, what is revealed is how much you have changed your voice, and you compromised where you were explaining yourself away to those who were not even interested or able to understand you in the first place. Now you see that over-explaining doesn't work. And now you choose cleaner speech with the right target. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Cancer, what was revealed is your sense of self-worth. Where you compromised was accepting less and giving out more. And now you see that crumbs are still crumbs, even with the spiritual seasoning on it. And now you choose your value that doesn't shrink when it is chosen. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Leo, what was revealed is that version of you that cannot keep on this performance any longer. Where you compromised is becoming more likable rather than more attractive to be known. Now you see that the visibility without truth is just another costume. What you choose is being seen without the performance. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Virgo, what is revealed is the exhaustion you have been hiding. Where you compromised was carrying too much and calling it work ethic or discipline. Now you see that the burnout looks very holy as long as you keep quiet. Now you choose rest, relaxing, and telling the truth, especially to your nervous system. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Libra, what is revealed is that belonging has a big price tag on it. Where you compromised was staying pleasant to people who only liked the pretty version of you, the polished version. Now you see that harmony can become stiff. And now you choose less emotional PR and cleaner rooms with the right people. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Scorpio, what was revealed is where you are ready to be more visible. Where you compromised was hiding your power for the right time, the right circumstance. What you now see is that playing small doesn't protect you, and now you choose authority without apology. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Sagittarius, what is revealed is the belief that has been shaping your life. Where you compromised was borrowing meaning from all over the shop, from all over the place. Places, people, ideas, but do they fit? What you now see, something that is beautiful, but is it too small for you? And now you choose your own path. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Capricorn, what is revealed is the bond that is costing you. You have compromised in staying attached, even though it's obvious that it's time to figure this out. You now see that intensity is not intimacy. Now you choose no more confusion, pressure with love. You choose clean contracts and clean agreements. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Aquarius, what is revealed is that your relationship is reflecting something back to you. What you compromised is being too understandable to those who cannot hold the full truth of you. What you now see is that being chosen means nothing if you disappear in the process. Now you choose reciprocity, a real life tested partnership, and no more shrinking to keep the connection alive. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. Pisces, what is revealed to you is how your daily life is affecting your light and your spirit. What you compromise was giving your energy away and calling it some lofty word. Now you see that sensitivity and availability needs structure, not spiritual sacrifice. Now you choose rhythm, repair, and boundaries. The life that actually protects your field. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.